You've got ideas, goals, plans that used to light a fire inside you. But when it's time to start, something locks up. You feel the weight of everything you should be doing and your brain just stalls. You see the version of yourself you want to become, clear, capable, focused. But right now, it's like wading through mental quicksand. You know the task, you know the next step, and yet there you are, staring at the wall, wondering, why can't I just do the thing I say I want? You're not the only one, and you're not broken. This is exactly where we begin. If any part of that felt too familiar, stay with me, because this isn't another hit of fake motivation. You don't need a pep talk, you need a way through. In this video, you'll learn 4 clear, practical, and research-backed steps to break out of mental paralysis and start moving forward again. And at the end, there's a 5th step, one that almost no one talks about. It's quiet, subtle, but when it clicks, something changes deep in how you see yourself. That's where the shift really starts. This isn't about laziness. It's not about discipline, grit, or productivity hacks. It's about feeling mentally jammed, like you're stuck in your own head. And if that's where you are right now, let's begin. Step 1. Interrupt the loop. We've all been caught in that mental trap. You think too much, so you feel overwhelmed. You feel overwhelmed, so you shut down. And the more you freeze, the more worthless you feel for not moving. That's the loop. And when you're inside it, it can feel impossible to escape. But here's the truth. You don't need a breakthrough to break out. You just need to interrupt the circuit. Imagine a record player stuck on one note. You don't fix the music by analyzing the song. You just lift the needle. Your brain works the same way. You don't escape paralysis by thinking your way out. You escape by changing your state, even slightly. A shift in posture, a walk to the kitchen, the shock of cold water on your face. Even whispering your feelings out loud can give you just enough distance to breathe. This is called a state shift, and neuroscience backs it up. When you move your body, you wake up new neural pathways. You're not just changing how you feel, you're changing the conditions of your mind. So let's begin there. Just give yourself 5 minutes right now. Stand up, stretch your arms as wide as they can go. Take a deep breath, then another, and one more. Inhale fully, exhale slowly. Then ask yourself one simple question. What's the smallest physical thing I can do next? Not the most important thing, not the big, overwhelming task, just the next smallest physical move. Get a glass of water, open a notebook, adjust your posture. Pick up one thing from your floor, look out the window and breathe. This isn't about fixing your life in a single moment. It's about creating the first crack in the wall, a small breach in the loop. That's all you need right now. We'll build from there. But first, just interrupt the freeze, gently, physically, and with zero pressure. Notice what shifts when you do. Step 2, lower the bar intelligently. Most people don't stay stuck because they're unmotivated. They stay stuck because they're standing at the base of a 30-foot wall, staring up, and someone told them they have to leap to the top on the first try. They set brutal expectations, write the perfect essay in one sitting, finish the workout without skipping a second, clean their entire life in one magical sprint. And when they can't do it perfectly, they don't do it at all. That's not laziness, that's self-sabotage wearing perfection's mask. And the most painful part? Deep down, they want to move, they want to act. But the weight of doing it flawlessly is so heavy, it crushes the will before the work even begins. Here's the truth, success is never built in heroic sprints. It's built in quiet repetitions, especially when you feel broken, tired, or uncertain. The answer? Lower the bar, intelligently and deliberately. Make the first action embarrassingly small. One sentence, one push-up, one draw. Let it feel almost ridiculous, because that's when resistance disappears. Author Tim Ferriss calls this lowering the activation energy. Because once you move, your brain switches modes. Action builds momentum. Momentum creates clarity. Clarity fuels energy. And when that loop begins, you don't have to fight so hard anymore. Start tiny, stay relentless. Let momentum carry what motivation can't. Step 3. Detach your worth from your output. Here's something no productivity app or time tracker will ever tell you. Your worth is not measured in checkboxes. But when you're stuck, when the list grows longer and your energy gets quieter, it's easy to believe the lie. I haven't done anything today, so I must be worthless. That thought doesn't just hold you back. It eats at your core. It turns silence into shame, stillness into self-hate. The truth: most people don't burn out from doing too much. They burn out from tying their entire sense of value to what they accomplish. You weren't born that way. Watch a toddler fall 12 times while trying to walk. They don't sit on the floor and whisper, "I guess I'm just not meant for this." They laugh, they try again, because their worth isn't up for debate. But somewhere along the way, we learn to attach our value to results, to numbers, to grades, to productivity. And when those things slow down, we panic, not just because we're behind, but because we think we're not enough anymore. You are not your to-do list. You are not the number of unread emails. You are not your last mistake or your latest attempt. You are the one learning, the one adjusting, the one still here, still breathing, still showing up, even if it's messy. And if that sounds soft, consider this. The philosopher Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, but he still reminded himself daily, you have power over your mind, not external things. So here's what to do next. Not a quote to remember, but a tool to retrain your wiring. Try this exercise. When you feel like your worth is slipping with your progress, pause. Step away, sit still. Then say out loud, I'm allowed to exist without proving myself today. Doing less does not mean I am less. I am not a project to complete. I'm a person in process. Say it even if you don't believe it yet. Say it because repetition shapes reality, and your nervous system learns from what it hears most. Detach, reset, begin again. You are not behind. You are rebuilding. Step 4. Rebuild through ritual, not force. If you're waiting to feel ready, you'll wait forever. Because force creates friction, but ritual creates rhythm. When you're stuck, every task feels heavier than it should. You start bargaining with yourself, begging your motivation to return, hoping tomorrow will be the magical day you finally get it together. But the people who move forward, the ones who quietly rebuild, don't wait for motivation. They build rituals that move with them, no matter how they feel. Think of the monks in Kyoto who rise before dawn, sweep the temple floors and sit in silence every single morning, not because they're inspired, but because it's part of who they are. Haruki Murakami, Japan's most famous novelist, runs 10 kilometers every day, writes for 4 hours, and goes to bed by 9 p.m. Not because he feels like it, but because he knows. Ritual sustains what emotion cannot. This isn't about copying his routine. It's about building your own, one that anchors you when everything else is in chaos. Start small, build something sacred. Maybe it's writing 1 paragraph after your morning coffee. Maybe it's 10 slow breaths before you touch your phone. Maybe it's lighting a candle before you sit to work. So your brain knows, this is the space where I show up. The power of ritual is this. It strips the drama from discipline. You stop asking, do I feel like it? You simply step into rhythm, and that rhythm carries you on the days when your willpower breaks down. Discipline isn't a punishment, it's a design. So design something simple, something repeatable, something that shows up even when you don't want to. Because the more sacred your rhythm becomes, the less you'll rely on energy that was never meant to carry you in the first place. Step 5. Anchor it into identity. You can shift your energy, simplify your actions, break free from perfection, and build powerful routines. But if none of it changes the way you see yourself, it won't last. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. You always act in alignment with who you believe you are. If you still see yourself as lazy, undisciplined, or not the type, your brain will find ways to sabotage even your best effort. Not because you're broken, because your identity hasn't caught up to your actions yet. So the final step is this. You don't just need better habits, you need a new story. And here's where science meets self-image. According to neuroscience, repetition rewires identity. Every time you repeat an action, no matter how small, you're strengthening a neural pathway. This is Hebbian plasticity. Neurons that fire together wire together. which means the more you show up, the more your brain starts saying, "This is me now." Not just something you do, but something you are. And this isn't just biology, it's ancient philosophy too. The Stoics believed virtue wasn't something you chased. It was something you embodied. They didn't talk about being good. They practiced it until it became nature. Modern thinkers like James Clear say the same. Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you want to become. But it only works if you're conscious of the vote. So here's what to do. After each small win, yes, even the tiniest one, lock it in. Not just with a fist pump, but with a phrase. Say, "That's what a focused person does. That's me becoming someone who follows through. That's a vote for the future I'm building." Say it even if you don't fully believe it yet, because your nervous system doesn't care about self-doubt. It listens to repetition. It responds to evidence. And if you repeat that action enough, your brain won't ask for permission anymore. It will simply say, "This is who I am now." And when that shift happens, when identity and action finally align, discipline stops being a struggle. It becomes your default. You're not stuck because you're lazy. You're stuck because no one ever taught you what to do when your mind turns into quicksand. When thinking too much makes you move too little. But now you've got a way forward. Not cheap hype, not shallow hacks. Real tools to quiet the noise, rebuild your rhythm, and reshape how you see yourself. So the question isn't if you can change. It never was. The real question is this: will you let this be the video that changed everything, or just another one you scroll past? Because something shifts the moment you decide. Enough waiting, I start now. And that first step, it's already right in front of you.